Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right. Out here in my lab with my polo on. Forgot I had no hoodie on the eyes, but I'm still rocking it. You know the deal. Out here in the lab, well, I do what I do for you. I'm having fun tonight, so I figured I'd come on here and share a lesson or two with you. So let's have some fun. Right, is the 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You like them, tuning and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's continue. Right thinking, mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is just that, for all right thinkers to do just that. Know thyself. That's your goal. That's the mission for right thinkers. If you're part of this philosophy or practicing it, your goal, your end game is to know yourself. Okay, let's go. The question: do you know you? If you had an answer to this question, then yeah. If not, stay tuned. I got you. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. It's a lot of them going around, but that's on them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's what I do. I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know dangers, avoid them. I ain't even going there. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. So let's go. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. As a teacher, I do a lot of talking. As a student and right thinker followers, your first understanding to anything as far as learning and comprehending is to listen. A lot of people hear you. That's because the ears hear, but they don't listen to you. So it's hard to teach them. So, right thinkers, let's talk about selective learners. Okay? Bad listeners. Okay, let's talk about that. As a teacher, this is one of the things that really annoyed me. I just thought about it. So I put it to a lesson, and hopefully the person who this is about will get the message. If what is being taught is of no interest to you, learning ain't gonna happen. Why? It don't interest you. You're not listening, so nothing's going to happen. We all went to school. We had that one class that we had no interest in at all. So the teacher sounded like wah 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 wah. Been there. If you've been married over a period of time, that's how your wife sounded at a certain point. Wah wah wah. We learn to not listen. We hear. That's the noise. But we don't listen to the words. And people who want to learn should be good listeners. So understand that. And you shouldn't pick and choose what, well, you can pick and choose what you want to learn. But do that. Learn it. If you don't want, don't show the interest. But in school, you have to go to that class. Everybody in the class they had to go to, they probably fail. No, I can't say that. I don't fail classes that I'm interested in. When I had a history with hooky. When I changed the class, so I had my little bout with that. I got F's over that white report card. Worst butt whooping in my look. I got two memorable butt whoopings, and both of them was deserving, so I can't complain. But at the time, I still held. But moving on, learning lessons, being learning what selective learners. Watch this. Now we are free to select what we want to learn. Yes, and I used to watch sports. I was avid, all been there, some sitcoms, been there, watch a little bit of everything. but getting nothing. I was ignorant. 10 years, I haven't watched none of that. And people can't conceive or understand that. Well, I got no use for that. What I do, I like to learn. I acquire information. Why? Because I teach. So information is important. Useless information, I have no use for that. So I'm selective about what I watch and want to learn too. Okay, so trust me. Now, but if you follow the mass media for information or knowledge, you watch sitcoms, you watch the game shows, you watch that morning drama nonsense. Your life is based in that. Hollywood used to mimic real life. So they pretty much, you can watch it. And now, life is starting to mimic Hollywood. Not a good switch. No. So just one of them. This is my concept. I'm just saying all the nonsense. But if you follow on TV, all you're getting is pretty much useless information. It's satisfying your need for that point in time. They call it programming for a reason. I just did your lesson about programming, deprogramming, and reprogramming. But if you following mass media, stop. I'm a YouTuber. Why? Because I have a platform. I'm on here to do something positive and constructive. A lot of people on here, but they got different agendas. So it's all up to you. Again, your choice. If you think you can learn anything from their program on TV, you ain't too smart. They got you. My grandmother called you idiot box. I talked to my sister on a regular basis. I check in. Love my sister. What you doing, sis? Oh, not much. Just watching the idiot box. I'll leave that one there. Moving on. See, and I'm personally select the information that I take in. Because remember, I'm a teacher. I get information to teach. I get information to bring back to teach to my right thinkers. So I'm constantly on my grind. I call it grinding. Well, I like to get information to share with my right thinkers. The lesson I just did, the dysfunction, the ED, and the brain function. I saw the lesson where the doctor said he was treating guys for mental stuff or mind control, told them how to relax their mind, told them how to relax, and guess what? Their sex life got better. Why? Because the blood flow from the brain went down to the little fella. So I put the lesson together and I gave it to you. So that's what I'm saying. I learned to do that. That's what I do. So just a little personal thing. Look, one of my quirks. So I got this one. And this is about a student who wants to be taught the way he want to be taught. I don't do that. Are you picky about what you learn? And you should be about what you learn. But the person who's teaching you, you can't pick and choose and tell them how to do it. I get asked questions. Why? Because I'm supposed to know the answer, or they assume I know the answer. And when I do know the answer, I will give you the answer. And when I do that, please don't argue the answer. Don't question the answer. That's annoying to me. If you ask me a question that you think you know the answer to, and then I answer it, then you argue with me because it ain't what you thought. It's wasting my time. Okay, that's not learning. That's not learning. That's arguing, debating. I don't have time for that. I'm not calling nobody stupid or ignorant, but I know what I know when I'm talking. I don't talk not know what I'm talking about. That I don't do. Now, if you can't say that, you need to restructure how you talk. But don't put that on me because I do know what I'm talking about if I'm talking. And if you ask me a question that I don't have the answer to, you be the first to know. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know. Oh, you know everything. Says who? Well, I never said that. I know everything I need to know about me and right thinking philosophy. Yeah. Everything outside that, we are for grabs. Why? That ain't what I'm master that. So understand that. And don't ask a question and then don't like the answer because it's contradicting what you thought. More nonsense. I'm a teacher. I only teach what I know. If you ask me, I'll tell you. And after I tell you, if you want to debate and discuss, I'm going to be annoyed. So cut that. When you ask a question, it's obviously you don't know the answer. So when you get the answer, accept the answer for what it is. And if you don't like the answer, you can fact check me. Google it. Don't make a difference. But if I'm telling you, I know. If I don't know, I tell you to Google it. But I want to know myself. I don't know everything, so I use Google too regularly. Before I come on here and the words I like, I want to make sure I got the definition, I got the right understanding, so I'm using it in the right way. So that's teaching. I study too before I teach. When I ask a question, I'm a student. I'm asking a question. The first thing I'm doing is I'm listening to what? The answer. Why? So that I can learn something that I didn't know. I'm asking because I don't know the answer. Questions mean you're asking something that you don't know. If you're asking a question that you know the answer to, don't waste my time. Compete with me. Well, I just did it. I got time for that. So please. Don't ask a question that you think you know the answer to. Just Google it. Save both of us an argument and unnecessary time. I hate to be tested, well, Google said this. Cool. Next one. If you're the one learning, I mean you the student, don't teach or try to tell the teacher how to teach you. I don't even want to know what okay, well, again, that's not your call. If you're my student, your job is to first listen. Yes, I will be instructing, aka talking. If you want to talk and you're not listening, we're not going to get nothing done. You know how people sit when you're talking to them, and I can talk, I know that. So I'm explaining myself, I'm going like a 2 minute dissertation, telling you about this, that, the other, and then at the end of that, you ask me to start talking about something totally different. You was not listening, and I can identify with that and let you know that. Why? Because nothing you said after I've been talking for this little bit length of time, pretending to nothing I said. That means you want to listen. You just want to say what you got to say. And we got a lot of people who just want to talk. You want to say what you got to say, and you sure want me to listen, but you're not listening when I'm talking. That's disrespectful. That's not a conversation. Excuse me. Conversation between two people is I show the respect for listening when you're talking. I expect to get the same respect when I'm talking. When I don't get that, it annoys me, and I like to let the person who's doing it know that's not cool. Okay? And if you want me to listen to you, you need to listen to me. I will respectfully listen to you. Understand? Now moving on. Okay, a little personal. All right. I don't play favorites in how I teach. You learn when I teach, like everyone else. I don't need pets or teachers. I don't know that. I don't do none of that. So if you're thinking bringing me an apple or no that nonsense, I ain't the one for that. Okay, I don't play games or favorites. A good right thinker, here you go, aka student of mine, is what? First of all, a good listener. Bad listeners are bad students. And I can tell what kind of student you are by the attention that you pay me when I'm talking to you. So trust me. And it cracks me up when you tell people about themselves, they think you don't know that about them. Okay? I don't grade, okay, here we go. I don't grade my students on paper. I don't give surprise quizzes to see what they learning. Don't have time for that. Okay? Why? I can see your spiritual growth or non-growth in the actions that you show on a week-to-week basis when you come to the class. I've been watching you for over 2 years now. I know you very well. I'm pretty sure you think you know me. You know me in a teacher-student capacity. But I know you as who you are. Why? Because that's who you present yourself. That's why. You think you know me. Don't have a clue. Okay? Trust me. But yeah, I do know you. Why? Because I can see you. You don't see me. My third eye's open. Yours is not. So I see what you're looking at. Moving on. Let me get this out the way. I'm getting a little lengthy. Let me get this done. Okay, now, I'm a selective learner. I pick and choose the things that I want to learn. Do you? I don't. I ain't putting it out. If I walk into a room and you're watching something on TV, and I ask you, what's that? I don't know. Moving on. Married men know what I'm talking about. All right, now, I'm an information junkie. I spend a lot of time getting information. That's what I do. It's knowledge. I get it, I interpret it, I use it, and give it to my people. That's what I do. AKA, I don't know anybody know the movie The Lawnmower Man. Okay? I live, I earn, and I mastered what? My craft. By doing what? Studying, downloading information, getting better, knowing about this, knowing about that. And guess what? This is connected to that. Oh, I know both. I got that. Learning about that, learning about that. Oh, they go, yeah. So I'm connecting the dots, so to speak, with knowledge and understanding on a day-to-day basis in regular life, in real time. So yeah. But the idea is to acquire information that you can use. That's all I'm saying. Be selective. Now, I have teachers that taught me and inspired me to be my best self first, then master myself, and then I can teach others. My teacher was master teachers. Why? Because they had mastered their craft. I'm a master mason. Why? I mastered the craft of masonry. Simple. All degrees. So the whole idea is to learn, implement, manifest. Now you have wisdom, you have knowledge, you have experience. That's what life is about. And the older you get, the more experience you're gonna have on a day-to-day basis. So it changes. Some days are different than others, but you should learn every day. I do. I'm a student of life, so every day I'm gonna learn something. And as a teacher, I'm gonna be able to learn something. Why? I'm gonna teach what I learned, pass it along. It don't stay with me. I don't need it. Like food, you take what you need, the rest comes out. Okay, but you pick and choose what you put in your body. Same thing with knowledge. Be selective about what you intake. Same concept. Okay, right thinking philosophy is healthy food. Okay, I'm learning. Watch this about the mind from doctors who know what they're talking about. Lipton, Dispenzo, all these guys. Depop. These guys are proficient in their field. I listen, pay attention, and everything they say ties back to what I already know. So I love that. So I can teach their perspective. I can teach from their perspective. It's really old ancient concept of this affirming that they figured this out with all this modern technology. We ancients did it without all of that. Moving on. I love Google and YouTube. Why? Because it gives you a platform and it gives you information, knowledge that you can use. If I want to know something, Google it. You want to know the definition of something, Google it. You want to find out what's going on, go to YouTube, check me out. That's where I'm at doing what I do. So I like the platform. Wow, we all here to do something that somebody else may find useful. That's why I do what I do for you. All right, here you go. Let me wrap this up. All the information that I select is something that I can benefit from. Just like if somebody watched Right Thinking Philosophy, it's something you can benefit from if you're checking me out. That's the whole point. And I'm moving on, about to wrap this up. I'm also a selective teacher. I'm picky about what I teach. And only thing I teach is spiritual truth, aka right thinking philosophy, semi-Tawi, Shita Nada, Maya philosophy is all tied in, but I call it spiritual gumbo. Why? Because I got Tibetan concept, I got Shaolin concept, I got Indian concept, I got Hindu, I got them all. Why? Because I studied to learn. And the one common thread in all of them, that's it. I don't have a problem with none of them. Practice none of them. Why? I have my own. Let's go. And then my man tell me, oh, brother, you seen how you just got your own? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hey, man, that's what I call it right thinking. Let's go. I'm not only a selective, I'm not only selective about what I learn, but I'm just as selective about what I teach. Life lessons, aka spiritual truth, along with my life experience. Put them together, you got right there philosophy. Don't nobody else do it like that. So I know it's a unique style, a unique concept. But guess what? I also know it works. So no matter what you call it, if you practice it, I guarantee you it works. Moving on. If you're not into self-improvement, if you ain't into better yourself, right thinking ain't for you. Why? Because Right thinking is all about improving yourself, bettering yourself, being your best self. If you comfortable with being mediocre, I told my son, if you want to go to school and get C's, that means you're gonna be a hard working person and just gonna just a job just above broke all your life. You're never gonna be experiencing the good fine things like why? Because you're just gonna average yourself out. Raise your average B8, B level. Why? Now your comprehension level says if I give you information, you're gonna give me back 9/10 of that information. That's perfect. Why? That's A level quality. Okay, everybody ain't got a photographic memory, but if you're able to comprehend and think right, ain't nothing you can't learn. I reinvented myself at this age. Trust me, I've seen it been done. I'm doing it, so that's why I'm an advocate for it. Let me wrap this up. Again, I appreciate you being here. I want right thinkers who want to be right thinkers. That way, I have your attention, I have your 100% attention. That way, I can give you what you need, and you'll receive it the way you need to and use it. That's the whole purpose why I do what I do for you. Last one. No, if you're religious, that's your choice. I got a problem. But you can become a right thinker and learn to know thyself. Also, your choice. I ain't saying stop being religious to become a right thinker. You ain't got to stop nothing you're doing. This is just a plus. Again, my analogy, cocaine. I got good cocaine. It's a little bit lactose, just stretches it out. Okay, spoonful of sugar helps medicine go down, so to speak. But you want to make sure you got the goods, and then you can control how you distribute it. Last one. No, I don't teach biblical stories, aka the well-dressed lie. Don't use them. I use them to reference the people who follow that. So I heard the guy tell me, for somebody who don't like the Bible, you sure quote it. No, I don't quote it. I just use the scripture that I hear and have y'all defend and justify because I want to make sure you know what you're talking about. I don't quote them, you do. So I'm asking you. I'm a student when it comes to that. Watch this. No, I don't teach biblical stories, aka the world just lie. But what I do teach is spiritual truth that you can learn, master, and live by. That's my philosophy. That's right thinking, and that's my time. I got to go. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.